Yes, I do. And you don't. And you're a fake news reporter, so what of it? He laughs because it's true. And there's Lyin Ted. Okay, so make sure to dox this guy. That's right.
How are they viewing the shift in the approach to immigration that Hector laid out under President Trump?
Well, I think Reverend Peterson does speak to a real fear among Americans that does exist, and I think some people in this room have also espoused it about immigration, about the fact that the culture might be shifting under their feet, that things about America may be changing. And I think undeniably some of that's just the face of the average American may look a little different. And that is one of the triggers I've seen from lots of people who are from researchers across the country saying, look, lots of Americans, lots of white Americans are afraid that America's not going to look the same in 20 years. But I also think there are people who are building solidarity movements, who are trying to build a more fluid sort of understanding of immigration, of Americanness along the border, of people who are thinking about how to bring immigrants into the community. So one of the interesting experiments I've been thinking about in the South, especially in these agricultural communities where you're saying, people are having their jobs taken, is a movement among migrant farm workers and also among white and black farm workers who generations here. And they are starting a movement to enroll migrant workers, Latinos mostly, into medicine, put them into the healthcare system. And they're finding actually that this is it's a boon to their business. It's helping them all get better jobs, get better pay. Because I think
Ted Lieu doesn't look too happy.
Having people in the safety net, having them covered, they don't have to go to the emergency room where they have to be taken care of under law. Having them have a doctor's appointment every couple of months, it actually makes everything less expensive for everybody else.
Congressman, let me get you in here. You wanted to address that.
So I want to go back to your initial question about some of the different groups affected by immigration. But let me first say why I'm a monthly donor to the ACLU. The ACLU protects a very American concept of letting people like the Burbank say outrageous things. Right? That's what ACLU. You can write, you say whatever you want.
And that's shameful too, because he's a pastor. That's right.
So
you get to preach it, Reverend. Preach it, Reverend. Yeah.
So there are these different
that's shameful.
Right, that get affected in immigration, one of which are Asian Americans. So if you look at the census last decade, Asian Americans are the fastest rising ethnic group.
That's right.
A Pew Research report came out last year showing that by mid-century 2050, there will be more immigrants from Asia than any other region in the world, including Latin America and Mexico and other places. And dreamers are also highly, in terms of proportion, a lot of Asian Americans.
Illegal aliens.
What you see, right, you can track Asian American voters, and you see them in the last 10 years rapidly shifting to the Democratic Party. And why is that? It's because when Republicans and the party leadership comes out and says, come join the Republican Party, we're welcoming, we're a big tent, but first we want to deport your children. That message doesn't
That's a lie.
Very well. And as a result, what you're going to see is, I think, in the next decade, a very rapid shift of all the different subgroups affected by immigration slowly moving towards the Democratic Party.
They voted for Trump.
I think the ideology of the Republican Party is essentially going to either have to change or soon they're not going to be a party.
To some potentially common ground. I'm going to try. I'm an optimist. What can I say? Reverend Peterson, I think everyone would say that border security is an important thing.
No, not all of them.
For our nation to know who's coming in and who's leaving. But many have said that the wall that has been proposed is
Yeah!
I just read a report the other day, and I talked about it on my radio show. Illegal aliens are receiving more government support than any other.
That's right. That's right.
They're receiving more food stamps
Right.
than any other nationality.
Yes.
And so we are spending the money anyway. So why not put up a big, beautiful wall?
Yeah!
Israel has a wall, and other countries will put up walls around their borders. So why not put up a big, beautiful wall to protect the citizens?
To protect all citizens.
The Cubans around the world to help protect them, protect us. And in the long run, the American citizens benefit from it because you have to clean up your house in order for things to start running well.
That's right. Yeah. And how about Ted Lieu cleaning house?
You think that a wall should not go up. Do you have a wall around your home?
Do you have a door? Do you lock it?
I had Denise on my radio show the other day, and it was fun. Yeah. And she is not for the wall, but she has a wall around her house.
It sounds like hypocrisy.
And that anyone who want to come in, go in.
I know. Do you have a door, lady? Do you lock it?
I love you. Beautiful human being.
Yes, he is.
I do not know where you get your facts from because we're not.
She has a home. That's a fact, isn't it?
I want to stick on this issue of border security because I think it's important. I think we can all accept that it's important to know who comes into our country and who doesn't.
Yeah.
What is the most cost-effective?
Lori, absolutely. You can see Lyin Ted sweating.
One of the things
Hey,
that's
Lyin
interesting is to hear the Reverend talk. He says we need this big, beautiful wall. Reverend, have you ever been to the border? We actually have a wall through vast stretches
No, you
of our
don't.
border with Mexico already. It's been under construction for some 10 or 12 years already.
Right, but that's
One of the things that people have to understand is that about half of the immigrants into our country
Let him answer.
don't come through the border. They fly into our country and through our airports.
Only 40%.
But even if they does, if they are flying in through the airports or however, put the wall up and then let's deal with the airport.
Thank you.
One step at a time. We need a wall.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. That I think I can agree that yes, we should know who's coming in, we should know who's here. I live here too. My children will grow up here. We all want this country to be safe because we live here, and I know that a lot of people chant, "Go America." I am for America. I made the choice to become a
Build the wall.
Okay? That was a choice I made. I wasn't born here, and by being very lucky, I would be very, I was not lucky enough to be born here. So I had to make the choice to be born here. And of course I want this country to be safe. Building a wall, and please let me finish. Building a wall is not what is going to keep us safe.
Yes,
and
it will.
I'm going to tell you why.
Yes, it works in Israel.
Because people who do come here and that cross the border,
It works in Mexico.
and it's 60% of the undocumented immigrants
Illegal.
cross the border illegally. 40% of us came here on some sort of visa and then overstayed.
What do you mean us?
But people who are so desperate to come here will find a way to come here, regardless of what wall is there, because, as Hector mentioned, there is already a wall, and some people still do come in the country.
For the whole part.
The most effective way to stop illegal immigration is to create a legal immigration system
We already have
that
one.
actually works for.
We have one. It already works. We already have a pathway to citizenship.
You might not be aware of the simply saying you came here illegally. We already have a legal system, a legal way to get here.
Yeah!
It's through the front door. Read the law and come into my country.
Yeah!
And demand what you want. It doesn't work that way. And I want to ask, did you tear down the wall around your home since last we spoke?
Can I come to your house today?
Reverend Peterson, I want to ask.
Does she have a door?
I'm trying to be fair to everyone on the fair.
You're not being fair. You let Ted Lieu attack a reverend.
I want to ask you this question.
You're
Let's
fucked
say,
up? Yeah,
I know
we can
you
tell.
don't accept the facts that have been laid out here, but let's just say they're right. Let's say that...
Yes, it's Lyin Ted, everybody.
It's good for the country. We are a nation of immigrants. I don't know if you all know that. Let's just say...
Whoa.
Let's just be crazy and say they're right. That it's good for the country. That it's good for African Americans. That it actually improves their employment prospects. Let's just say that... Let's just be crazy and say that that's true. Let's be crazy and say, as it's been laid out here, that immigrants are less likely to commit crimes than the native-born population. Let's just say that too.
That's such a lie.
Would you still want to deport every undocumented person?
Illegal.
Would you
Notice
still
how biased it
advocate
is.
the same approach?
Well, again, we're talking about illegal aliens, not legal citizens.
Yeah!
I just want to...
Cut the crap, lady.
To be clear, though, so the economic argument and the violence argument are not really the core issue for you. The core issue for you is law and order. Is that correct?
Law and order first,
Law and order.
and then the issues as well. Because these criminals are breaking the law, and then they're in our face with it. You know, trained in the system, and that's not good. But I can't do less say if, because that's not reality. And unlike the liberals, I don't lie. The liberals lie.
Ah, yeah! Lyin Ted! Lyin Ted!
When we talk about security in this country, right? In 2012, and some numbers have only gotten bigger. In 2012, the federal immigration enforcement funding was nearly $18 billion. So we were spending $18 billion in enforcing our immigration laws. Okay, that budget, $18 billion, was 20% higher than the budgets of the FBI,
Yeah,
the
he's not looking too
NDA,
good.
the U.S. Marshal Service combined. Okay. So we were spending so much, $18 billion on enforcing our immigration laws versus actually combating crime and drugs.
That is combating crime.
Talk to us. Tell us a little bit about the district you represent. Talk to us about your constituents.
Mine, unfortunately.
And reflect for us a little bit of what they're saying about this debate.
Lyin Ted, that's what we're
I have
saying.
this amazing district that goes from Malibu south through Santa Monica to Palos Verdes on the coast,
Torrance.
and West LA, as well as
Torrance.
Hancock Park, Bel Air. In terms of facts on immigration, let's just look at California. California managed now to become the 6th largest economy in the world. That means it's larger than over 180 other countries. California is on the leading edge of immigration. We welcome
No, we're
people
not.
all over the place. We have very progressive laws on immigration, and it helped our economy.
No.
And if you look at
No.
facts, I'm just going to say this one more time.
No.
Undocumented
Lyin
aliens
Ted.
and less crime to natural
Lyin
born
Ted.
Americans. Not just
Lie!
Sir,
Lyin Ted! Lyin Ted!
well, then if you're out of California, why?
This is so typical. This is so typical of the liberal Democrats.
You're just name calling. Anytime it's an inconvenient fact.
Lyin Ted!
Name call.
So let's look at California again, right? California has these amazing laws that help protect immigrants. We welcome immigrants. And if you look at our economy, I'm glad you, Lisa, mentioned coal. Coal jobs are never coming back.
Lie.
For some reason, 35mm film is never coming back.
No. Lie. They opened up a coal plant in Pennsylvania. It's going nuts.
Another technology, another fuel source, namely natural gas, came in and started wiping out coal.
Nope.
Not because of government policies, not because of
Lie.
Immigrants. Immigrants did not make these coal jobs go away.
No.
Natural gas did.
They're still here.
So the way we honor co-workers is we have to stop lying to them. We need to invest in their communities.
Lyin
We need
Ted.
to give them worker training. We need to give their children the education to be in the 21st century. But we can't keep lying to them and saying coal jobs.
Ted
are
Lieu
bad
has got to
because
stop lying to
because
us.
of Immigrants that's taking away your jobs. And they're going to know next November. They're going to know their job is not bad. They're
Wrong.
going to know the president lied to them.
Wrong.
And then go vote at the ballot.
Wrong. Lyin Ted! Lyin Ted! Coal jobs opened up in Pennsylvania.
Mr. Lieu said that lot of these illegal aliens are going to end up in the Democratic Party because the Republicans want to send them back.
I don't remember hearing that, but okay, go on.
No, he didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Did you say that?
Illegal. He doesn't distinguish.
I said Asian Americans, but if you want to classify us as that.
No, you didn't.
Asian Americans. The reason that they ended up in the Democratic Party is because the Democrats use them.
Yep.
They lie to them.
Yes.
They make them feel good about being wrong, and they give them free stuff.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Free Obama phone.
That's right. Lyin Ted.
Trolling us right now.
And that's why it's become attention.
Hector, free Obama phones. Go ahead.
Do you have any, Hector?
I don't know where to send my bill because I've been paying for it all these years, I guess, by mistake. I mean, one of the things I find interesting is this idea that we are getting tough on the border and tough on deportation for the first time now. President Obama earned the label of deporter-in-chief. He deported 2.7 million people in his 8 years.
Wrong.
He deported more people than George W.
Lyin Ted.
You're not telling the truth. You're not an honest man.
Talking about because okay, this one.
Let's finish your thought.
The rule when they would come across the borders,
right.
He would send them back, and he lied and said he was deporting them. So he tricked them.
Oh God! Lyin Ted.
Conversation on the radio, so I did have some time to prepare to shut down these allegations.
Oh.
And it's actually very hurtful to say that Obama didn't deport all these people because families were separated, people suffered because of those deportations. So to sit here and tell us that it didn't happen is it's a real
families were separated when fathers fought in World War II.
Human beings.
Grow up, you can handle it.
It put U.S. citizen children in foster care when their parents were deported.
And they shouldn't come illegally.
So what you're saying is that the definition of deportation changed, and therefore these numbers are inflated. These numbers that I'm about to give you are actually from the Department of Homeland Security website. So you can go on their website and check this number for yourself. This is some liberal, facts and figures that I'm giving you. These
Liberal and fact are not this. They're constant in conflict.
Okay. The total number of total deportations, and these includes people turned in border and people who were deported from the interior of the U.S. We're actually,
that's not the same.
I'm getting there.
That's not
we're
the same.
We're actually 5.2 million. Okay? Of those 5.2 million, 3 million of those people were turned away at the border.
So it's not
and
deportation.
2.1 million were deported from inside of the U.S.
That's deportation.
So, yes, he deported more people from inside
No, he
the
didn't.
US and turned
You
away
just explained
3
it.
million more people at the border.
I want to remind you
So those numbers are true.
Nope.
From the Department of Homeland Security.
Do you trust the government with numbers?
Okay.
These stats came from the same folks who said that Donald Trump would not win.
Lyin Ted.
I think it's interesting, Ben, the reporting that you've done, and one of the things that you've touched on is this idea of the real life impact that immigrants have had in communities. And talk to us about how we can shift the conversation so that people do not feel under attack by immigration, so they don't feel like it's 0-sum game. So it's based on the research that's not actually what we want.
Well, I think for me, I am a bit of a disciple of Dr. King. He talked about building a bold economy, about building an economy.
And Dr. King opposed illegal immigration, folks.
And community standards basically say,
Oh, I got to get up there.
we are all citizens, we're all living here. And we have to find solutions that move all of us forward. I don't think
Oh, I can't resist going after my congressman. Oh, he doesn't want to talk to me. Look at him. He's not looking too comfy. I could.
Because we know that black Americans, color, even same race as white, you put prison law, up your family work, and you are more likely to be excluded from society.
No, that's not Let me ask, if someone broke into your home illegally, would you just say, hey, take a seat?
This is a bad
This country is my house. Yes, it is our home. Sorry, Reverend.
So if someone broke into your home, would you pull up and take it? If someone broke into your home, would you walk them?
Okay, if Jesus would, you be his example. Then you start it. Don't impose your morals on others. You do it.
Questions from the audience. I want to lay out a few ground rules.
Oh, darn.
If you personally attack,
He's not looking too comfy.
on this panel, if there's any name calling, you're not going to answer your question. So if you want to get
What happened? Reverend was name called?
absolutely.
No, everyone can disrespect him.
If you want to get
That's right. They can disrespect the black pastor.
keep it civil, and let's have an actual real debate based on the facts.
Oh, darn. I can't call him Lyin Ted.
Get closer to the mic.
I'll repeat it after. Go ahead.
Don't be the lion. Tame the lion.
Tame the lion, be the lion. Or you can eat the lion, right? Sorry. Microphone.
It's okay. I'll repeat it.
Okay. It's not on, though. That's the point.
So the question
Oh, she's doing it
was
on
for
purpose.
Reverend Peterson. Could you speak specifically to now President Trump's comments when he was initially launching his campaign that, I'm not going to get the quote exactly right, Mexicans are bringing drugs,
He never
they're
said that.
rapists, and some ICE
Never said that.
people.
Never said.
Can you speak to how you felt about that comment and also any facts or figures that you have to back up that statement?
Well, it's a known fact that illegals and all kinds of illegals are coming to our borders. You have drug dealers, you have drug lords, you have prostitutes, you have some, Lord knows what else coming.
Human trafficking.
And you have some good citizens, you have human trafficking coming across, but you have some good, decent folks coming as well. And so that's why we need, and the president was right. And when he said that, I have to tell you this. When President Trump first announced that he was running, and he said, I'm going to put a big, beautiful wall.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring back jobs.
Yes.
I'm going to protect you from radical Islam. I'm going to get rid of these restrictions and regulations. I said then, that's our president. Because that's the first time in my lifetime
Are you a Trump supporter?
that I have heard anyone in government stand up.
Oh, you're a LaRouche guy.
and boldly
But you support his
speak
policies,
for
don't
the
you?
country.
Trade deals are bad. We need to secure our border. Yeah.
So I love it. He was
Russia and China collaboration.
Yeah. And no, Trump is not a puppet of Putin.
I know.
Attorney General Sessions was making the point about the criminality.
God bless Jeff Sessions.
Conduct among the undocumented immigrant population.
Illegal
He cited
alien.
a study that actually shows that they're less likely to commit crimes than natural-born U.S. residents.
Lie.
And this is just the same.
That's a lie. They're still lying.
Talking points and just ignoring the facts.
This is the ACLU. There's nothing honest about the ACLU.
You guys are commies.
Go ahead over there.
How you guys doing? Thanks for the panel.
We're doing great up here.
Yes, I agree to disagree with a lot of things I heard, but to the brother, I wanted to ask you, like, when you talk about the immigration, like, that whole word needs to be scrapped because white people didn't get papers when they stole the land from the Native Americans.
We didn't steal it, dude. And I was born here.
But I just want you to really
So much
understand
racism.
that because the language we should use should be different. Immigrants. We all immigrants.
No.
When you keep
No.
using that word.
I was born here.
Yeah, I was born here too. I was born in San Francisco. I was
Okay,
born
then you're not an
in
immigrant.
But my point is that like the language. But to the question I want to ask you is that, do you recognize that the people, the white people, stole the land?
No.
And everything that you represent, they stole, and then it's a
No.
hypocritical.
No.
It's hypocritical.
No, this is insanity. The same indigenous tribe
that they're immigrants when they were here before the white people were here.
The white people. The white people. The white people.
I mean, I want you to think about that.
First, I want to tell you that I am not an immigrant. I was born here.
Yeah!
You came from the slave ship, brother, just like me. That's a difference.
No way. That's kind of racist, isn't it?
I don't know if you don't know that, but we come from the slave ship.
Wrong.
But anyway.
You may have came on the Mayflower. I came on the slave ship, though.
More racism.
Born here, all right? I often tell people on my radio show and my TV show, check out Newsmax TV, all right?
Like CNN, right?
All right. You came on the Mayflower. I'm from the slave ship. One love,
Okay.
brother.
And I came from the hospital.
I remember what I was going to say. I'll make it short. I often open up my show by saying, and my speeches around the country, I am not an African American. I don't have an afro. I have an Amerifro.
He has a what, bro?
Amerifro.
Drum beating in my chest. The American guitar playing in my heart. As black as the ace of spades. Born in Alabama, 100%, and I grew up under the Jim Crow laws. 100% American. I think.
Yeah!
All right, go ahead.
So my sister, she is a 6-year Navy vet, and she works with a lot of people in the Coast Guard, and actually a lot of immigrants are coming in illegally. They've been using submarines for about 15 years, and they've been digging tunnels for even longer. So I'm just confused by why people think a wall would help when, if are you going to build a wall in the ocean? Or are you going to build a wall 20 feet down on the ground? Because these are problems that actually exist. And why are we spending $18 billion on a problem that we have and planning on spending even more on building more of a wall in rivers and mountains when my sister, a veteran, cannot get her medication for her PTSD in the local VA? The government is incompetent enough to actually help her.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. I just want to make sure, was everybody able to hear the question? The question was, why are we going to build a wall when there's tunnels, there's submarines, there's overstaying your visa? Congressman, go ahead, speak.
Sure. So
She said,
was
it for me?
It's for everybody.
Congressman, go ahead.
I served on active duty in the Air Force. I believe in America. We're a sovereign nation. I support border security. I support increased border security. But the wall is just a really stupid way of going about it. And
do you have a wall for your house?
It's Republican members of Congress in these border states. So Representative Will Hurd, Republican congressman in Texas, the wall is one of their least efficient ways, most expensive ways of trying to deal with border security. There are a whole bunch of ways of doing this that's smart. I support the comprehensive immigration reform that the United States Senate passed on a bipartisan basis a few years ago. They would just put that down in the House of Representatives, it will get bipartisan support, and it will be voted out. So that's my hope, that Democrats and Republicans can come together and work on a comprehensive immigration reform package that will address your concerns as well as many concerns of us on this panel.
Whenever you hear Democrats say comprehensive immigration, they mean amnesty.
Yep.
So that's what they were saying. They just don't tell us.
That's right. They're lying. Because Ted Lieu's a liar.
Ronald Reagan did amnesty.
And he was wrong. And that was one time.
That was a God.
And
Republican God.
One time, and that was it. And we didn't get a secure border.
Ronald Reagan.
They let them down. They take care of them.
That's right.
Don't worry. President Trump loved the military.
Yeah!
So he's going to take care of your sister and everyone else. So don't worry about it, all right?
All right, we have to unfortunately wrap this panel up.
No!
But before we do, I want to see a show of hands in the room for those who feel comfortable. How many people in the room voted for Hillary Clinton? And how many people in the room voted for Donald Trump?
If you can't tell by now, and we won. And you lost.
If we could, before we leave, I would love for us all, because this has been a contentious discussion both on this panel, but more importantly in the country at large. And we are ultimately all citizens engaged in this project.
If you're here legally.
I would love, Reverend, if you would do this, I would love for us all to join hands and say a prayer for our country.
I think the Reverend should lead the prayer. Look at them leave. As soon as they talk about prayer, they leave. Look at that. As soon as they talk about prayer, they leave. Look at that. Isn't that shameful?
Hillary Clinton voters don't like your idea.
Look at that. The Hillary supporters don't like the idea of a prayer for some reason. Look at them all leave. Wow. So much secular hostility.
Should we hold hands?
I gotta get my, okay. You can touch mine if you want. You can touch my elbow. I'm ready.
Father God, in the name of Jesus, I thank you for this event today. I hope that people will leave with understanding, a better insight as to what's happening. I thank you for America, the greatest country on this side of heaven.
Yeah.
And I ask that you bless President Trump.
Yes.
And make it even greater. And all the people who have anger, I ask that you remove the anger from them, that they might see the reality of what's going on. Thank you so much.
Amen. Amen. Lyin Ted. Lyin Ted. Lyin Ted. Right there, Ted Lieu. Ted Lieu.
Excuse me, guys.
There he goes. There he goes. He doesn't have a word to say about Catherine Steinle being murdered by a 5-time deportee, does he? What would you like to tell the parents, Lyin Ted? I was like, oh no, don't leave without it.
No.
Oh, and I'm going to see him at the next one too. So this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
See, we need. I love Jesse Lee. I got to talk to him. Can you hold on to that for me? Okay. Did you notice how the congressman runs away, but the Reverend doesn't?
I know what you're talking about. Blackness to making money.
I know we got to get out of here, right? Okay.
Sit down.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, just take a seat. You got a problem with our borders being secured or something? Oh, he's an angry liberal, you can tell.
Pictures, but if we could just... I was talking about blackness.
You're not even black. Thank you, Pastor.
Come on, man. Keep it going.
We take phone calls every day. We call up Jesse Lee and tell them we're live on the air every morning.
You're like the... I'm sorry. I know I met him before, but... I know I met you, and I'll say it again. You're the one fighting. I love it. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Pastor. All right, you got it.
You're literally running? For what?
He actually fights back.
Yeah.
All the other ones just kind of roll over for it.
Right?
You know, I was at the LGBT one, and they're saying nasty things about Trump, but every one of them, I think, were never Trumpers. The Republicans, they're like totally disavowing him. That's why they invited him. Thank you so much. Okay, we got to go to the... All right, beautiful. I'm going to finish on this. Beautiful everything. We're going to go visit Dana Rohrabacher next, everybody. Here we go.